So, like Squash said, the 6 is real. We didn't bust a LA Lewis. We weren't up like 7, but the 6 is real. Simply put. Aruba 0, Jamaica 6 from Group C action of League B of the CONCACAF Nations League. Junior Flemings getting on the score sheet. Malik Foster with a brace. Shamar Nicholson, Shivani Willis, and Lamar Walker. Lamar Walker was his first start for the country at the senior level, and his first goal for the country. Shivani Willis, his first goal for the country. Shamar Nicholson, his 7th goal for the country, and his 7th goal in 2019. So he's up like 7. Indeed, he is. Junior Flemings, his first goal for the country as well. Malik Foster's brace carries him to 3 international goals. Should I go on? Amal Knight, his first competitive start for the country. He's played friendlies for the senior team before, but his first competitive start and a clean sheet. So 6-0 over Antigua, 6-0 over Aruba, 2-0 over Aruba, and 4-0 over Guyana. Math people, what is that? 18 goals and 0 conceded. Yeah. And you know what that means? Back-to-back wins, clean sheets, steady in the rankings. We're going to make progress. That is exactly what we're going to do. So, the first half, much to improve. You could see elements that we worked on compared to the home game against Aruba. Adrian Mariappa spoke about paying more attention to detail in the final third and our decision making in those elements, and that improved tremendously in the first half in this encounter. You could see we placed in more penetrative crosses, shot well from outside the box as well when they had numbers inside the box. So well done. We made a number of changes in the second half and slightly lost shape. The tempo went down just a bit, but still we were able to get 2 goals and to polish off a victory. This is a team that we should be beating by a minimum this margin. Minimum, this should be the margin that we should be beating Aruba. No questions asked. This is the type of scoreline that we should be giving them. And what does this mean in the grand scheme of things? It means that we've moved to 12 points and 6 points clear of Guyana and Antigua and Barbuda. So what it means is this. Antigua and Barbuda is our next game, November 15 over in St. John's. If Jamaica wins that game, then Jamaica will not only qualify for the 2021 edition of the Gold Cup, but also book promotion to League A. So that is important. Before we play at home to Guyana 3 days later. Andre Lewis came on for 45 minutes, had an 89% pass accuracy. He made 1 interception in the game. Quite lively on and off the ball. Great to see him getting some playing time. Javanese got some playing time as well, and so did Fabian McCarthy as well. Bit disappointed that we didn't really get to see much of the other players that we had on the bench in the squad. But from the grand scheme of things across the 2 games, opportunities were given to local players, and that has to be credited. We saw Sean Francis start, right? So Amal Knight started. Sean Francis started. We saw Junior Fleming start as well. A number of key players rested, some getting only 45 minutes in this encounter. So it was good to see the balance where that was concerned to ensure that we were able to come away with that result. Let's see what you guys are saying in the comments. How did the midfield play today? Tenfold better than we did on Saturday at the office, on Tuesday evening. Much better. Absolutely. Much better performance. It's too easy, not competitive enough for us. We need to play against better teams so that we can develop to be more competitive. You see, the thing is, Troy, there's a reason why we're in League B. The reason why we're in League B of CONCACAF Nations League stems even before CONCACAF Nations League was even invented. We didn't qualify for the final round of World Cup qualifying. We didn't. Honduras is one of the teams going on the down right now. I would say one of the most regressive teams in CONCACAF, and Honduras has found their way into the Nations League finals. One of the most regressive teams in the region. Poor, absolutely poor Honduran side. Yet they're in the final of the Nations League semi-finals. Why? Because they got a bye to League A because of advancing to the final round of World Cup qualifying. What you do in the past, it does affect you. And guess what? We didn't book qualification to League A when Nations League started. We lost to El Salvador away, remember? So we deserve to be where we are right now. And you can say, based on the performances in these 4 games, that we deserve to be promoted. And I'll repeat it again. If we go and lose away to Antigua and Barbuda and lose at home to Guyana, we don't deserve to be in League A. We can go as far as to say we deserve to just give up football. Simply put. 6-0 on the road makes up for the 2 goals at home. Good job, boys. Yes, it's interesting that we got a penalty and Shavani Willis took it and not Shamar Nicholson. Interesting that Shamar didn't take it, and go for glory. And it's funny, Shamar Nicholson had some penalty trainings at the Gold Cup. In training, he took some pretty decent penalties. Quite unfortunate because that happens to the best of players. Everybody misses penalties. Messi, Ronaldo, everybody misses penalties. So it's just one of those things. Can't comment on the performance because I didn't watch it, but based on the score, I'll say a great game. Well, it's not our most outstanding performance, but at the same time, it's not our biggest result either. November 24, 2004 was our biggest result, beating St. Martin 12-0 at the office. Luton Shelton, you know how much he got then? He got 4 goals in that game. Roland Dean got a hat-trick. Richard West got a brace in that game. Jermaine Hugh got a goal, I believe, as well. Robert Scarlett. Yeah. Simon, can we beat the top 3 in CONCACAF at home? Because I believe results are good enough for us to move up again. That's the thing, Prince of Peace. We have the ability to beat everybody in CONCACAF at home. We have the ability to do that, yes. Not with the type of performance that we had against ARUBA at home or the current squad that we have. But we can beat anybody on our day. Anybody on our day. Trust me. I've seen us draw 0-0 away to Antigua and Barbuda and come back 2 months later and beat the United States 2-1 at home. I've seen that with my own eyes. We have the ability to just turn up on our day. I love the squad overall. Still think a few key elements are missing, to be honest. What about McGee? McGee settling in Belgium. Canada beat USA. Yep, that's right. Canada beat USA 2-0. Happy with the results, to be honest with you. Nice to see Canada putting some more investment into the sport across all provinces. And you can see if you look at the players that are making a massive impact, it's not only Mr. Alfonso Davis, but players of Caribbean descent. Our midfield need to pass the ball faster and be more creative. Yes, Troy, we did miss the likes of Leon Bailey, Peter Lee Vassell and Bobby Reid, so you can only imagine what will happen when we have those players involved for the next FIFA date, injury-free. I think this confirms our spot at 3rd in the next ranking in CONCACAF. Possibly. It's all down to the quality points now. Will Daniel Johnson and Ravel be joining soon? Hopefully. Garfield Bakari, it makes no sense not being able to watch the matches with people watching it. Bring up more people to matches. What do you think? CONCACAF has a stream, so that's why I was able to watch it, and so were other Jamaicans across the globe. Lamar Walker played well. Yes, he had a good game. What I enjoy about this camp is that he's rooming with Adrian Mariappa. What a player to just be around, you know? Yes, you're not playing the same position as him, but my word, Lamar Walker rooming with Adrian Mariappa, a player with 9 years of Premier League experience, a man that has been there, done that, Championship, Premier League, a man that knows what it's like to go from here to here. If you ever hear of Maps's life story and his struggles to be a professional footballer, trust me, to eat meals with him, to train with him, trust me, I would be soaking up everything if I was a footballer or in Lamar Walker's shoes. To just communicate with him. What was he doing pre-match? What was he doing post-match? What was his meal like? You know, dinner time, at lunch, at breakfast. When he was in the gym, I was in the gym as well. You know, just being around such a model professional, a man that has played in 2 FA Cup finals, countless amount of experience in the Premier League, a player that has been in the national program since 2012 and knows the ins and outs. My, Lamar Walker. He has the world at its feet. I believe we need to replace Watson as soon as possible. He cannot manage the bigger games, so a younger player should be getting practice from now. That came from Dadadon. Like I said in previous videos, I know what Javon Watson brings to the team, and I'm happy with him being in the 23-man squad. And it's okay for him to start a game every now and again, but to play every single game, I can agree. He's not going to start every single game for the country, but I know what he brings to the dressing room, so I'm okay with him being in the 23. We should leapfrog Costa Rica in the rankings, possibly. In the grand scheme of things, playing in Libya has been a good thing. Why? It guarantees we don't lose any games. It keeps our ranking moving up. Well, you can't take teams like CONCACAF. You'll get punished. Trust me. But the biggest take home that I have from this is that we're using up all our FIFA dates. That's the biggest thing. We're having matches on FIFA dates. Remember, we're coming from a time where FIFA dates would come and go and we don't get friendlies. Yes, we're going to go back to 5-6 years ago where we played matches against Chile, Venezuela, Saudi Arabia, South Korea, France, Switzerland, Egypt, Japan, China, etc., etc., etc. But let's not forget that we had FIFA dates that we did not use. So I'm just happy to play some football. I'm just really happy that we're playing some football. They play too slow. I think they were really into it. That's the thing though, because in the Caribbean especially, everybody raised their intensity for Jamaica because we're number 1 in the region. So we also have to raise our intensity as well, especially against teams that are quote unquote minnows. Montserrat, Turks and Caicos Islands, the Bahamas, St. Martin, etc. Haiti and Canada have a good young team. I'm worried about Haiti. Haiti's gonna take the world by storm, I feel. Watch that kid named Ronald Damas. He's something. You or he Maps should tell us his story. Yeah, I'll get to that soon. You know, it's an interesting one with Adrian Mariappa because Maps, when he was younger and he was an academy player at Watford, he wasn't offered a professional contract like his peers. He could still come and train, but he wouldn't get the £50 stipend or a professional contract. But despite that, he still came in voluntarily. First player to arrive at a training session, last player to arrive in the evening. Worked hard, was in the gym every day, all 7 days of the week. Captain of Watford, captain of the Reggae Boys, over 100 Premier League appearances, 9 seasons in the Premier League. Baby gone 11 seasons, so if Watford is in the Premier League another 3 years, Maps could overtake him. Remember when France gave us 8? Yeah, thanks for reminding me. We can go back for Troy Deeney at Watford, great player. Well, I've been told from an extremely reliable source, that Troy Deeney does not want to play for Jamaica. Moving on. Lamar seemed to be shining brighter than Alex Marshall on this international break. He is. He certainly is. We should get Andre Gray instead. And I've been told Andre Gray wants to come. He wants to come. Do you know how much caps Maps has? Look at it this way. Maps is down 48, so it's an interesting scenario because if he plays against Antigua and Barbuda in November, that's 49. And if he plays against Guyana, that's 50. His 50th cap on home soil against the same team he made his debut against in May of 2012, Guyana, at the Montego Bay Sports Complex. So 50th cap against Guyana. I'm looking forward to that, trust me. Okay. Andrew Downey says beating up non-traditional footballing teams is nothing to be proud of. You can only beat who's put in front of you for now. We should get Nikhil Daly. You agree? In terms of part of the squad? Yeah, I think there's a place for him in the 23, but as you know, you can't invite all the players that you want in a particular period of time. Let's book qualification to the Gold Cup and League A, and let's think about a bit more experimenting. I know, I'm the same one that said, let's start Amal Knight, let's start Lamar Walker, but you have to ensure that there's a balance. Yeah, Siobhan Givens has just told us, about the interview that Troy gave, but stay there. I also heard from that extremely reliable sports source that if he's not playing for England and Jamaica qualifies for 2022, he's going to be the first man holding up his hand. So, but if you don't want to play for us, fine, whatever, But that raises another question. Is there a player that I want that has openly said, no, I don't want to play for Jamaica? Danny Simpson has been so quiet. When you ask him if he wants to, he just shrugs his shoulders. He enjoys the international break where he gets a couple of weeks to just sit back and relax. But we'll have a good right back. His name is Elvis Alvis Powell. So, Reggae Boys fans, is there any more questions that you have? Feel free to drop them by, but it is 12 points from a possible 12. 2 more games. Let's finish with the 18. Beat Antigua and Barbuda away, and then beat Guyana at home, and we'll finish with 18. Be nice to finish with 0 goals conceded. And then we'll look towards 2020, where the World Cup qualifier starts in September. So we'll see how that goes. Liam Moore, is he interested? Liam Moore is still holding on for England. I tell you who is interested, but would be more a liability to the national program. His name is Niall Ranger. Let that sink in. Niall Ranger. Newcastle United. Southend. Niall Ranger. But we'll talk about that another day. But for now, if you don't know who Niall Ranger is, all you have to do is go on YouTube and type in a true Geordie True Geordie's view on Nile Ranger. That's all they have to do. Nile Ranger needs to fix here. And once he fixes here, then he'll be a better football player. Reggae Boys fans, thank you very much for tuning into this online stream, the match reaction of Jamaica 6, Aruba 0. Thank you very much for leaving your comments as well. Hopefully we can pick up 2 more victories later in the year. Don't forget as well to subscribe to Reggae Boys Commentary, closing in on 6,000 subscribers. It's all down to you guys. Thank you very much. Can you imagine, this channel has been around for almost 4 years? Time has gone by so quickly. And I know, I've seen all of your comments, honestly. I've seen every single one of them, and I know exactly what I need to improve on as well. I do, honestly. You know, you guys want to see a bit more animation and like pictures and videos and stuff like that. The thing is, the editing software is key. If you don't have the editing software, then you can't do that. So I'm working towards it, and in due course, things will be added. So everything in due time. Like Alkaline says, everything in time. So for now, it's about squash. The 6 is real, 6-0. Jamar Nicholson, he's up like 7, like L.A. Lewis, because he scored his 7th international goal for Jamaica. And Ravel Morrison should be in national colours soon. Should. He had a niggling injury at Sheffield United, and he's recovering from that. So hopefully November we'll see him in the black, green and gold of Jamaica. Thank you very much guys for your comments, and we'll talk soon.